And out of a morbid curiosity, what does training look like?
Training for me, well, right now in Street Fighter 6, there's so many tournaments to like, train for the big ones. I mean, right now I'm actually like on the side, I'm kind of watching Casa and Bum's tournament right now, so I'm kind of seeing how that goes. So those are tournaments, but right now for training for me specifically is kind of, if I'm struggling with something, I try to figure out if it's either me, the game, or the characters. So, for example, if what was it? Tampa Never Sleeps. TNS happened last night, and when I tell you I was down to slumps after I lost, I was
You
down
and
to
I
slumps,
both.
and I was like, why am I losing? It's like when you always ask this question like, why am I losing? And then you look back and you're like, yo, why did you do that? You ask yourself, why did you do that? So I realized that was definitely like for sure a me thing where I kind of completely was off my game plan, and I realized that I got to train back up to play my way. I wasn't playing how I normally play. So typically training for me, I just try to make sure that I'm on point, and if I struggle with the character, I try to lab the character out or play sets with someone who plays that character, so I get a better grasp. Because once big tournaments happen, I don't want to be unexpected with some crazy setup or anything like that. And then of course the game is something else entirely, which is can go into like 2 hours about certain things that are, let's say, iffy
Yeah.
in this game. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
like,
kind of like how my training does. But most of the time, I just me streaming, just trying to have fun and everything.
gotcha. And streaming is definitely something I want to hit on. But since you brought it up, you brought up about how you were feeling down in the dumps yesterday after, and I think I remember a couple of weeks ago as well, like you either lost a tournament or something had happened where you were like doing a lot of negative self-talk, and I like that's the specific reason why I brought you on the show, and here's why. I feel like we don't see that side of a professional player, like when they're like beat down, right? I feel like a lot of when something like that happens, people are just like, oh, I lost, I'm sad, I'll be back later. Not like, oh, I'm frustrated at this thing that happened, or like, why am I not performing to the level that I think I should, right? So I feel like that was something that was very relatable, both to myself, because I am exactly like that. Like, I was also at that tournament, and I lost to Shine, which, like, big surprise there. And then I lost to somebody who I felt like I shouldn't have lost to, and it was like, damn.
Yeah.
So what do you think are some ways that you, A, cope with dealing with such a frustrating loss, and how do you get yourself out of that slump and out of, like, that negative self-talk?
So probably the first thing is mainly one, I'm kind of grateful because I grew up with having a lot of patience for a lot of stuff, because I've definitely worked in customer service jobs, and let me tell you, if you do not have patience for those jobs, you will actually get eaten alive out there. And I'm pretty sure anyone right now who works those can relate, because I understand that people are angry, and some of them can be angry over the littlest of things. But then I realized, all right, you know what? Not everyone's gonna have the same best day. Not everyone's gonna have the same day as you. You just gotta take it. Try, if you can try to make the day a bit better, try and do it. I tried to do my best when I was working and everything, so I did the same thing. But yeah, it's mainly when I am in a slumps, I really am more so the vocal person. Lately growing up, when I've just been like, yo, I gotta just spit it out why I'm angry. Because if I don't spit it out, it's gonna eat me alive inside, and then I'll be down in the slumps another day, and people are gonna be like, why are you so sad today? It's like nothing happened. And it's like, I'm just mad about yesterday. So I think that's one thing that helps me out, is just speaking out to whoever, even if it's just my pillow or something. But yeah, that tends to be what I do. And then when I was down in the slumps, because I think it was the last week or week before, the reason why I was is actually because I think I made top 8 at a tournament, got smoked straight, had to play an ICFC right away, got smoked right away, and I was just like, I was telling myself I suck at this game and everything. I know my chat was trying to hype me up, be like, "Nah, you're good," but then I realized that you gotta tell yourself sometimes, like, one, these are weekly tournaments. They're not going to be, one say be all these tournaments. It's not the end of it. So I think I got to tell myself that, and that these are really like training grounds.
Mhm.
You're not going to win everything. I always tell myself you're going to lose 1,000 times before you win once. And I think that's one thing that people for sure can live by, because the amount of losses I've accumulated in Street Fighter 5 is like, I don't know how many compared to like what I've won a decent amount of tournaments in Street Fighter 5, and I've done a good amount of stuff, but it's just, you gotta accept losses for what they are. Of course, everyone's gonna be salty. It's your natural reaction, but you gotta take a moment. Don't go on someone's butt or anything like that. It's not their fault or anything like that. Just be like, I gotta try again next time, or just look at it as a constructive way. Do not be like you're stupid or anything, because that's definitely like self-destruction. So
Mhm.
I think that's a bunch of overall things what I tend to do, but the saltiness gets to you.
Yeah.
The saltiness definitely gets to you. Just hopefully your way can help you out better than others, because some people have just been like, when they get salty, especially at this game, if you
Mhm.
get drive impacted and you say I DI'd that, it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
you feel it.
Yeah. No. And first of all, thank you for taking the time to share that, because I think that's something that like we all go through, and I think it's not something that's not very much talked about, but I think needs to be talked about, right? Especially when it gets down to self-destruction, right? Because we put so much time into playing, and everything can just fall like a house of cards one week and be
Yeah.
like amazing another week, right? So yeah, definitely. I super appreciate the approach of like taking criticism, constructive criticism, not necessarily like just beating yourself down. So I hella appreciate that.